Hey, how about that? 8 o'clock on the nose. I'll take it. I will take it. So, Shang Chi, huh? Pretty crazy round one. Be absolutely nuts to try and go for a high milestones or a featured 5-star round two, right? It is actually pretty nuts. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just going for the time being. Just trying to get as many milestones as I can, and then hope for as high of a percentage as I can get, and go from there. And that's what I'm going to be doing here tonight on tonight's live stream. We're also going to want to be talking about Shang-Chi's new stun lock, which was discovered yesterday and is presumably in the process of getting nerfed if current trends wind up following through. Also, with the cutoffs, going to be talking about that, and question of the night over here on the left. What was the best hamburger you've ever eaten? I'm in a real hamburger mood. I'd really like to try and make some new kind of nummy homemade hamburger. I make a pretty good hamburger, I'm not going to lie. Mine's pretty good, but I'm interested in something new too. So that's going to be the shtick here for the next hour and a half, couple hours, few hours, whatever it winds up being. I'm rob.vonshoe. I hope you all are doing well here. It's going to be a busy week. Starting things off, it's going to be a really super busy week. Starting with, we got round two of the Shang-Chi arena right now, which is going to be pretty crazy. Cutoffs, I'm assuming, are going to be pretty nuts. But at the same time, too, we've got Act 7-2 coming out in 2 days. Also going to be nuts. And then Immortal Abomination is going to be, presumably, the featured champion starting up on Thursday. I am going to be going for the featured 6-star on that. I'm a crazy person, apparently. But that dude is just so much fun to play. I can't not. And just hope for a decent cutoff. So I did wind up putting up some points. Again, I'm not going for the featured 6-star this round. A featured 5-star would be pretty nice, especially with a 50 mil cutoff round one. I think that's pretty doable. Playing somewhat casually. Hardcore light, I suppose. Don't Google that. That won't go well for you. But as far as arena grinds go, that is something that's should be very attainable. Assuming, of course, that these scores don't skyrocket now that there are actual tangible scores to work around. I suppose at some point today, too, I'd like to have a discussion just about the 6-star arenas in general and just how, most of the community feels unhappy. Justifiably so. You've seen some of the videos that other people have put out, some of the posts, whether it's on the forums, whether it's on Twitter, what have you. There are definitely thoughts and feelings that people are feeling. I do hope that they are addressed post-haste, seeing as how critical arenas can be for getting some loot in a fairly quick turnaround. Fairly quick by this game's standards, of course. Had a real fun time yesterday on yesterday's serial stream. If you're new to the channel, I stream every Sunday for Super Cereal Sunday cereal streams. Pour myself a bowl of delicious cereal, something that I have not had since I was a kid. Last night, had Fruity Pebbles, which was very tasty, and would make excellent Rice Krispie treats. But was also playing the junior account, which I felt was like a neglected... which I felt was rather neglected. Wound up having some absolute god-tier top-shelf luck on the 4-star opening. The count is only 8 days old, cumulatively perhaps less than Less than 30, probably slightly more than 20 hours put in so far. And it's just going absolutely swimmingly. So it was fun. If you're free on Sundays, do invite you to join in, hang out, just say hey for a spell. Always have a good time. Speaking of having a good time, how's it going, all? Welcome. Want to say howdy to Shuba as well, saying hey Rob, and see you later. Well, hey there, hi there, and so long there. Hillman says, hey Rob, how many 6-stars do you have? I have, actually I lost track. It's probably close to about 100 and odd some, 120 perhaps. Grinding the Falcon 6-star arena. Oh, I wish you the best of luck. Very cool. Very, very cool. So, I'm not asking for specific numbers, but in your opinion, do you think the cutoff is going to be the same, higher, or lower for Falcon for round 2? Hope you get them, bud. Okay, MCOC. What up, bud? Saying, what up, Rob? Howdy, howdy, y'all. Howdy, howdy. And Brawl. Brawl Play says, what's up? What up? Happy Monday. Hope none of you guys were afflicted with a case of the Mondays. Fortunately, the Mondays, quote unquote, kind of passed me by, which was really nice. Today was fairly smooth sailing. Was going into today debating whether or not I wanted to put up 120 mil for the Shang Chi dupe, just because the Awaken ability does give him a lot of extra oomph on his crits with that direct damage, but no, because with I-Bomb coming out this week, with Mr. Negative the week after, and then Lordy knows who the 6-stars are going to be after that, I figured I'd save my thumbs, save my units, save my pots. Rather get a brand new champion than a first-time Awakening. Aquadrip says, what's up, Ka? What up? Howdy, welcome. I think it's going to drop. I hope so, too. I think it's going to drop all around for 2 reasons. First of all, I think the numbers that were the cutoffs for round 1 are going to scare off some people. The people that did wind up grinding for the champion and getting them now know what a featured grind is like. I do know that there are a number of people who are doing a featured grind like that for the first time, putting up 50 mil, putting up 100 mil plus. It is a gauntlet. I have done that before, and I think that is going to wind up giving people pause for future arenas, just because, good lord, that is a gauntlet. Krishna popping in. Hey, Rob. Where do you live? I am in Los Angeles, sunny Southern California. It's nice. It's nice. But I will definitely say that there is a big difference between the Los Angeles that you see in movies and TV and like in the tourism photos and videos and whatnot, and actual Los Angeles. It's nice. It's just that there is a very clear-cut tourist area. I love it, but at the same time, you should have, because you're just going to take him to rank 3 regardless. Yes, which is also a very good, valid point. Thing is, though, with I-Bomb and with Mr. Negative, I would be considering taking those guys up to rank 3 as well. So it's a balance of, honestly, just how do I phrase it? Conserving my stamina, I suppose, for 2 big feature grinds within a week. Because like doing a 100, 120, 130, whatever it is, 3 arenas in a row is positively insane. I do concede your point, though. There's a little something for everybody, Aquadrip. Little something for everybody. Have I seen all Hotel Transylvania movies? No. I haven't seen any of them, actually. I know of them. I just haven't seen any of them. Never really... I don't know. I'm rather quite a stickler when it comes to animated movies. And I can appreciate the art that goes into them, but those ones kind of just seemed like it was just a cash grab as opposed to an artistic statement. Hey Rob, this is OK Designs. I figured. I figured. Got a question pertaining to Adobe Suite now called All Apps. I notice they have now 3 payment method options. Which option do you use? I haven't paid too terribly close attention to that since they switched that over, but I'm on an annual plan. So it's like every January or something I got to re-up for the next year. It's still worth it. It's still worth it, even though I use a fraction of the available suite. But the programs that I do use, I use every single day. So I do miss the days where you just buy a software and then you own it. You don't have to. It's not subscription based. Want to say big howdy to Beemore. How you doing, bud? Well, appreciate that, bud. Had a lot of fun doing that Bob Ross one. Do have at least another one in the works. Hope to debut that sometime within the next week. This whole arena situation has kind of just thrown a big wrench into my my video schedule. Like, making videos like that is fun, but at the same time too, I also enjoy playing the game. Just finding the balance. But cheers, yeah, appreciate that. It is pretty pricey. You gotta get either really lucky with where you're at, or split the cost. I do illustration and design. Which is pretty cool. Always enjoy doing projects like that. And then at the same time, too, I have a lot of fun doing the thumbnails for YouTube here, just drawing on all of that. I want to say big howdy to Cheeto popping in saying, hi, hi. I know who my 5th rank 5 will be. It will be Mole God. Man, fast forward back in time 5 months. Everybody would have looked at you like a crazy person, but... yeah, that dude post-buff is the real deal. I really do think at this point that they just buffed him just to live up to the meme, you know? They're like, alright, you guys are having a laugh right now. We'll see who gets the last laugh there. I gotta work on my parry timing. I've been getting tagged like that all over the place. I think I'm waiting either I'm waiting a tick too long. That was weird. And I'm getting tagged. Or there's enough delay in between punching the input and it registering. Which... I honestly wouldn't put it past the game to lag like that. Do I know who Playboy Cardi is? I do not. So let's throw up Angela, throw up Duckman. Also gonna rank 5 Yellowjacket. Now that's an interesting rank up. That's an interesting rank up. Because of the slow ability or something else. Or synergy, I suppose. Nice. Kind of makes you wonder. I mean, spinning off a Yellowjacket right there, kind of makes you wonder how next month's buffs are going to wind up playing out. If the leaks wind up being accurate. Like, everybody knew who the buffs were going to be earlier on. I mean, I did a video, like, the day of the patch, just because they teased it in the synergy, right, between Ultron, Sentry, Ebony Maw, and a War Machine. You're flip-flopping on one of them. But, I mean, if War Machine is getting a top-to-bottom rework, and I hope he is, it'll be interesting to see like what they wind up giving him to make him different than all the other Iron Men in the game. Because right now the only thing that War Machine really brings to the table is a virtually undexable special one. And that's about it. Any other annoying thing that he can do is usually tagged on by a node. Yeah, let's do this. So, what do you guys think? Now that the Shang Chi cheat, I would say is pretty well known. Do you think something like that is game breaking? Like, do you think that's something that needs to get fixed, or do you think that Kabam is just clutching their pearls a little bit, getting that nerfed, even though there really isn't any need or reason for it to get nerfed? And it makes you wonder what they're going to wind up doing to fix it, too. Cheers, all. Text that, text that. Get out of here, red guy. Like, for them, in my opinion, Shang-Chi would make sense to change, just because he's such an amazing champion all around otherwise. That's given that extra bit of cheese, kind of would offset the balance a little too far. Whereas you got somebody on the other hand like Psycho Man, who doesn't do anything well, and his stun cheese is basically useless just because he doesn't do any damage. They still nerf him. And it's just fun, You're not going to win any alliance wars with that, but still, at the same time, too, it's fun to just spam a little bit. Oh yeah, and I forgot there's that new arena out today, too. The play arena, so you can vote for somebody to buff. I'm sure they probably have a bit more flowery diplomatic title for it, but effectively that's what it's called. Someone says not 100% sure he will break the game because you have to ramp him up to get the high damage. Yeah, exactly. And at that point, too, I mean, how many champions are still going to be alive by the time you get to that ramp up, you know? Man, Falcon popping in and saying, sup, Rob? What up, Falcon? Welcome to the stream. Happy Monday. Look at Sunspot. Exactly. Exactly. Or Guardian as well, for that matter. For similar reasons. Just because they play really similarly for that aspect of their ramp up. What the dickens just happened? Yeah, let's do that, yeah. Martin popping in. Iron Toes lives. He just joined my alliance tonight, told him about you, and asked for a link to your channel. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. How's it going, Martin? Happy Monday. Happy Monday night, actually. Hope you're doing well. And cheers for passing that along. So let's see, today, just for a brief synopsis of shameless plugs, wound up doing a video seeing what Shang-Chi is like as a worthy Norseman, and if it's worthwhile to make him worthy to bring an Odin with just for that. It's like a 50-second vid. Check that out if you are interested. If you got one and just interested to see what it winds up doing. Later on this week, got some more Shang-Chi gameplay with both the 6-star and the 3-star. And, you know, who knows what else is going to be right around the corner tomorrow. And then, good lord, there's just so much freaking 7-2 prep. It's kind of nuts. And you guys aren't doing 7-2 when that comes out? Anybody who's in a position to do that? You gonna be jumping on that right away for loots, or holding off for a sec? Toy Shadow, how are ya? Saying, how's your day? Pretty good. All things considered, can't complain. It's been pretty positive all around. How are you? And wow, okay, crash number 1, only 23 minutes in. It's not a new record. Not a new record by any stretch, but that's pretty bad. Believe it or not, there actually is talk behind the scenes on the CCP server about how to remedy that. The constant arena crashing. So it is something that they are aware of. It is something that they're working on. It's just the devil's in the details. Dash X Gaming and got 6-star Gwenpool as my red 6-star. Is she good? Yeah, she's still fun. She's still fun. I'm on the fence about saying she's underrated, but she's fun and she's adequate. I'll definitely give her that much. You're not gonna want to take her up against Mordo. That's for dang sure. Awakened is pretty cool because then she can start tanking special attacks, which is pretty cool. But yeah, she's good. She's good. I wouldn't probably rank her up to rank 2 or rank 3, but it's not like she's going to be a perpetual bench warmer either, you know. Yeah, Brawl, that's the other bit. There's two crashing bugs. There's that one you're talking with about the help button, and then there's the arena one here where like every I don't know, set amount of time it seems to just crash. And you gotta jump back in at least like once an hour. Stuck on the 622 Sinister. Gwenpool is not going to be super useful there for you. Just with all the different debuffs that she winds up inflicting, he's going to wind up being able to throw that right back at her. And then plus with the class disadvantage, it's not going to make for good times. Okay, yes. So, Martin, thank you again for the reminder. That is also one of the videos I've got out this week. And it really ties in nicely with arena grinding, just because it's like a quality of life bit to just, you know, help you survive a long grind. But what Martin's talking about is how I wind up shifting my grip on my phone here, just really from fight to fight to just give my fingers a little bit extra of a break, kind of reduce stress a little bit. So then, yeah, absolutely. A standalone video will be coming out later on, but let me get Sentinel down here and I'll see if I can position the camera in such a way to be useful. Because like everybody's got their own way that they hold their device, right? Very similar to like how you would hold and write with a pencil. Everyone seems to have a different way of doing it. It just works, you know, for you. But, so let's see if I can do this here. All right, so I've got just regular vanilla iPhone, right? So I grip, left hand grips normally, so that's for dexing and blocking and whatnot. But the right hand, that's where I'm all over the place. Sometimes I see if this helps. There we go, get that centered. Sometimes I just play normally, swipe normally, but then, you know, after a while, then the thumb and joints start to get sore. So then, instead of this, then I switch over to that, right? So I'm gripping the phone, kind of like in a C, in a clamp grip, and then play the pointer finger. And then, periodically, switch over and do the same thing with the middle finger, and then just switch between the three. What that does is that winds up giving, you know, each of my fingers a bit of a break. I personally almost kind of prefer using a index finger over my thumb just because it feels like I've got a greater range of motion, or at least it's a more natural range of motion. Plus, at the same time, too, I'm also able to control how much pressure I exert tapping in the screen. That was something I ran into year one, and especially by year two, is that I'm so used to button mashing a regular controller with, you know, that has a spring built into the button to sort of resist your input. But I'm so used to that, and, you know, transitioning to a glass screen here with none of that, it was starting to wreak some havoc. So got used to that pretty quick with just like a gentle touch, I guess. Which helps an awful lot too. An awful lot too. 24, so fresh. You going for him? I am casually going for the 5-star. I'm casually going for the 5-star. I suppose I could say I'm casually going for 1 to 5% as well. Kind of just, if I wind up getting the 5-star, that's awesome. If I don't, if I wind up getting 1 to 5, hey, that's cool too. But just kind of playing it by ear. I was really lucky. I wound up getting the 6-star out of crystals. So it saved me a future grind. Otherwise, I would 100% be going for the 6-star right now. But as it stands, because I've got 2 big featured grinds coming up in the next week and change between iBomb and Mr. Negative, Negaman, then I'm like, okay, I'm just going to sit out grinding for the dupe Even though it would be helpful, it's not imperative. It would be helpful just to save some stress, save some resources too. But yeah, appreciate it. But how do you guys hold your devices? Getting back to that point. I know Brian Grant plays one-handed somehow. I remember he explained it a good while back, and I tried it. It just doesn't work for me. But it works for him, so, you know, kudos, I guess. Where he's got a thing, like, where effectively he's, like, tapping, doing one of these. And I'm like, nah. Like, before auto fights were a thing, if you're going to do something like that for, like, low-level monthly quests to just burn energy, yeah, okay, sure, I could see that working. But for anything that's high stress or much more difficult, nah, I wouldn't risk that. He's got 3 hands. You know, he could. He could. He's got 2 hands in the regular spot, and he's got a third arm sticking out of the middle of his sternum. That's why he's a drummer. It was his calling. He can riff like no one's been able to riff before. I got lucky. I pulled him. Dropped like 60 on him. Oh, that is solid. That is a solid win there. Especially by this game's standards, a solid pull. Congrats. How are you liking him so far? Exhilarate popping it, and hey Rob. What up, Exhilarate? Happy Monday, my friend. How's it going? Thumbs player with phone resting on a ring finger and index and middle holding the back. Tried and true. Like, part of me almost kind of wants to get like a phone stand at this point. Or like a clamp or brace. To like flesh out a more ergo playing pose, I suppose. Because like sitting in the office chair that I am right now, I got my elbows on the armrests, which helps. Because otherwise that would fatigue you after a while too. Not for normal gameplay, but for like featured grinds where you're playing for ever. Doing great, and yourself? I'm doing pretty well. Week's off to a good start. I'm looking forward to the rest of this week's adventures. And, you know, we'll see what happens. I am ever the optimist. Because you really never know. I mean, you're only ever one phone call away from something amazing happening. Or one email, one text. One DM in your inbox. Or whatever the kids are saying these days. Back in my day, we had top 8 on MySpace, and we liked it. Alright, so let's see what we got. Get through this 6 stars here pretty okay. No. Still got a while before the rank 3s and 2s come off a cooldown, so that probably won't be tonight. But then that gives me the chance to start diving into the 5s. And in anticipation for the Shang Chi grind, wound up ranking up a bunch of 5s past the point of the Doom squads. So got, what, 3, 4 new teams from last week? Looking forward to taking them out for a spin for the first time, too. What would be really nice is if Jane Thor could, like, stun through block on a shocked opponent. Do you always experience while playing the game, especially Arena, the game freezes for a few seconds? Not for a few seconds, a few moments perhaps, like for a tick or two. But yes, I have noticed that as well. That's pretty standard, I think, for this patch. It's a bug, but yeah, it's pretty common. See if they fix it and introduce a new bug next patch. Oh, right. Freaking Emma, man. I always see it's Emma, but I haven't trained myself sufficiently enough to check if it's an awakened or unawakened Emma yet. Always throws me. Would you ever consider making an alliance just for the heck of it? Potentially, yes. I would. If I were to make an alliance, it would be an alliance quest-focused alliance. Like, if I was going to still stay competitive, it would be AQ focused. Like, anybody who wants to do war can do war, but if you don't want to do war, you're not required to join. I'm not a big alliance war guy. AQ, absolutely. The prizes relative to the effort is certainly worth it. Everything else, not so much. If it was a retirement alliance, where like if I was still just playing the game, but I just didn't want to deal with all like the AQAW stuff, then yeah, I could do that too, someday. Love playing with him. He's mad fun. Love the stuns over and over and over. Yeah. Both just part of his regular kit, and it's fun cheesing that exploit right now. Just, you do know that is going to be something that's going away here eventually. Because I think they have said somewhere in some official capacity that that's not intended. Well, cheers, guys. I appreciate that. It'd be good to have you. See, because here's my thing with Alliance War, right? Alliance War, at least from the perspective of where my account is at currently, just in terms of like what would be useful prize-wise and stuff like that. Like anything lower than Platinum 3, Platinum 4 wouldn't be immediately useful. Platinum is just a bunch of stuff that's like, hey, this is cool and nice to have, but unless you're going for like one of the top 3 spots in Masters, there isn't in my opinion, a significant enough difference between Platinum 1 and low tier Masters to justify the stress, the item usage, and the time and planning it takes to jump from Plat 1 to Masters. Like effectively, the difference between Platinum 1 and Masters is 1,000 or 10,000 6-star shards, which is noticeable. It's significant, but I mean, especially with the arena change here and then all the other sources where they give 6 stars now, it's not. It's something you can make up in a few weeks. There's a 15% additional Tier 5 CC in Masters than in Platinum 1. And with the change to the Glory Store, that's not even noticeable. And Platinum 1 has 3 Tier 2 Alpha, whereas Masters has none. So almost for that by itself, it's worth, in my opinion, sticking with Plat 1 to get those Tier 2 Alpha, just because they go so freaking fast. Just under 11,000 prestige. Grats. Give it another cycle or two, get another couple champs. You got it. Early congrats to you. $1 million base rating? I have no idea. I haven't checked my own stats in such a long time. Like, I know that 777 is my current and has been my win streak since the Doom Arena. And I don't foresee that changing anytime soon. But the rest of it, I've got no idea. If I take my Sig at 25 Gambit to rank 3, he will bump my prestige to 11.3%. Yes, he would. But that is unfortunately a very short-term play. It'll wind up being useful for you, like I said, in the short term, but eventually, unless you really enjoy playing Gambit otherwise, aside from just that prestige bump, I would probably not do that. Because then you're stuck with a rank 3 Gambit who is good, but not like the prestige reason that you ranked them up for in the first place. Just as everybody else starts to catch up SIGs-wise. Oh, but you like Gambit quite a bit. Okay, there you go. Never mind then. Just rewind and ignore all of that. Because that's my 2 cents at the end of the day. Rank up who you have fun playing. Doesn't matter how good they are prestige-wise or like what the community opinion on them is. If it's somebody you enjoy playing and have fun playing, go with it. Because everybody's got their favorites. I mean, I've certainly got mine. Elsa Bloodstone, Storm X. Just fun champs. Alright, so I-bomb, lovely. Yeah, there's really no big win there, is there? That'll be interesting. That'll be interesting. It is nice that a lot of the new champs don't require dupes to be good. Like, it's all been, like, generally nice to haves. But it's not like it's Nick Fury or Corvus or Star-Lord, say, where, like, their entire purpose, their entire function is tied behind, like, a Sig 1 level. What's the alliance requirements? It is, off the top of my head, 13k prestige and a very agreeable rank 3 roster. We wind up running map 7 AQ all 5 days with the one different modifier each day just for max points. And then we are officially a Platinum 1 Alliance War Alliance. There is a bit of in discussion right now about whether or not we want to push Masters and stay Masters officially, as opposed to just being like, oh hey, that's cool that happened, sort of thing. But Platinum 1 at the very least. Uh-oh. There we go. That worked out. Yeah, the alliance is a bit nuts. It's a bit nuts. I lucked out because I got in um, at a very very lucky time, I suppose. Before the prestige race went absolutely nuts, and then, good lord, how long have I been in this alliance? A while, a good while. I'm very happy here, very very happy here. So let's see, it's hey, pretty close. Almost at 3 mil. That's nuts. That's effectively. Yeah, I could hit that within. I'm probably going to hit that within the next month. 3 mil base hero. I just need one more MVP. Nice. Hey, Nigel. Hey, Rob. Would you recommend I rank 3 and awaken Nick if I run the damage masteries? I recommend. Well, first off, what awakening gem are we talking about? A skill or generic? He's definitely worth a skill. A generic is arguable, just depending on who some of your other champions are and who you would like to get. Do I recommend rank 3ing him? Yes. Yes, he's a really solid rank 3 option. I think I'm in a very small minority of people who don't sing Nick Fury's praises all over the place. But he's one of the best bleed champs in the game, and his synergy options are nuts. So he's definitely earned a spot there. Appreciate that, Aquadrip. It's been a lot of blood, sweat, and tears the last 6 years and change. A 6-star skill, then yeah, Nigel, absolutely. I would recommend pouring 0 Sig Stones into him after you wake him up. Like a Sig 1 is all you need. Save those Sig Stones for a prestige option. Whether it's, Thor Rags, whether it's stealthy, whether it's, I don't know, Shang Chi, whoever is like the current meta skill 6-star that you got at the time. Kingpin's up there now. His prestige got boosted a little bit, which is cool. It's just weird to see him in that position. Good. I mean, granted, I'm all for that buff, but it's just still getting used to it. Interesting setup here. I think it's one of the first, if not the first, Odin I've fought in Arena. Just because arenas are so notorious for recycling like the same 20 champions again and again and again and again, it's nice to get somebody who isn't Gilly99 or Nick or Doom. Especially a new champ. Oh, he's still alive. How is he still alive? Man, I missed that. Hey Rob, I don't remember if I told you, but I got a 6-star Warlock. He's ranked 2 now, not leveled, waiting for the level up event. Congrats. You did, but again, congrats. I love Warlock. I was on the fence for the longest time. Was on the fence for the longest time about whether I wanted to rank up Gilly99 or Warlock. I went with Warlock first, and I'm so glad I did. I'm so glad I did. Gilly99 is a good champ, but she's so ridiculously niche that to find like a day-to-day use for her and not uh, throw up your hands in frustration just because of how her souls mechanics work. You know. But yeah, I mean, Warlock's awesome. Definite rank 3 material right there. Text that. There we go. Get out of here, my dude. Brilliant. Nice. Cheers. Get that, get that, get that. Throw some of these 5 stars at it. Still got 6s, but I'll get back to them in a minute. Got points to put up. Got a long ways to go. But that's the nice thing about casual grinds. Whatever winds up being is whatever it winds up being. Need to get my sleep in now, because next week is going to be a different story. It's also why I want to go round 1 for I-Bomb. Give me a couple days R&R between I-Bomb and Negative. I'm trying to make Negaman a thing. Like, Mr. Negative is okay, but Negaman has such a better ring to it. Gilly 99 is better at lower ranks. But so true, not staying long tonight. Still have a few things to do. It's all good, Toy Shadow. Appreciate you being here now. It's always cool getting to hang out. Give that Corvus a wee bit of a fiery love tap. Send him on his way. So long, dude. You gunning for I-Bomb, eh? Good luck. Would you rank 3 him unawakened? I would. Yes. I want to have him just because I love the 5-star version. I wound up ranking up the 5-star version because I gave up trying to get the 6 out of the featured. His awakened ability is a real nice to have, but I think the core bit of his kit is still accessible unawakened. That being said, I'm in such a bind for who I would want to throw my science tier 5 CC at, because now just assuming best case scenario, I would have I-Bomb to choose from, I would have Negaman to choose from, and Mr. Fantastic or Beardo. I really want to take up Beardo. I just don't feel good about throwing all my science SIGs on a champion that is still perfectly viable as a 565. So I kind of would rather go for Negaman if I get him. But that dude, well, that's talking out of turn. That's talking out of turn. But yeah, Nigel, I would. Best burger, McDonald's. I don't get burgers anywhere because chicken tenders and fries are better, in my opinion. But if there's seafood that wins, what's the best you ever had? Best I ever had was a homemade burger. It was back in high school. Went over to a buddy's house at the end of, what was it? It was either a group project or the end of a football game. One or the other. But anyway, it was my buddy, me, and then a couple other friends, right? And his dad wound up whipping up some burgers on the grill while we were all hanging out. And, like, you go to from my American friends here, you go to like a Carl's Jr. or whatever, you get like a quarter pounder or a third pounder or whatever, and it's like, oh, hey, that's a big burger. But is it really quarter pounder? Once you take all the stuff off of it. No. But the burger that he made This dude whipped up like the biggest freaking hamburger I've ever seen in my life. And not only that, it was absolutely delicious. Like, it was like that was the first time I had a hamburger where somebody actually like mixed together various different ground meats and then sprinkled in a bunch of extra goodies in there, some diced onions. God, that thing was amazing. Makes me hungry just thinking about it. But that was also the best part though too, is that it was a really juicy burger, but not a burger that leaks. Because I've had those before though too. It's like, wow, this is a juicy burger, but if you don't eat the entire thing in like 3 minutes, then your bun is just soaked, and that just ruins the experience. Who's Mega Man? No, not Mega Man. Nega Man. Mr. Negative. I'm trying to make that a thing for shorthand. Because Mr. Negative is nice, but then there's Mr. Sinister and Mr. Fantastic. There's just so many Misters. So we just call him Sinister. I call him Reed, and then Nega Man, I'm hoping gets a bit of traction. Wow. Ghost packing a bit of a punch there. Or kick, I guess, in that case. I love Ugo? Oh, right. Yes. He's my favorite science champ. Hope you can snag him from the arena. I hope so too. I hope that at that point, two things happen. First of all, the arena scores come down a little bit, stabilize, and then because it's the first rerun champion, that enough people who would grind for him otherwise already have him, and then give me a pass, and the other 99 people a pass, just to bring down the scores a little bit. That being said, I'm not going to assume that's what's going to happen. Because I want him. And I really don't want to grind for a champ again and miss out by like 1,000 points. Because that's happened before, several times, and it sucks. It's the worst, one of the worst feelings in the game. It's just like time wasted. Well, gonna lurk for a few minutes, then gotta go. Have a good stream. Alright, Toy Shadow. Cheers, bud. You enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll catch you later. Is he the featured or the basic? He's the featured. He is the featured. I'm not sure who the basic is. I think it's Gambit, but I'm not 100% sure on that. We're gonna find out tomorrow, presumably. I know Gambit is on the docket for coming up quick as well, but I don't know if he's going to be like this week's basic or next week's or the week following's featured. Not sure about that. But that's just because they had iHulk, was it last week? Which sucks, because I would have really liked a 6-star iHulk too, but you got to start somewhere, right? So we're almost through the 6s. Getting there. It's been a while. Such a long while I've forgotten to even count if I've got a full arena team or not. And spinny, spinny, spin. will give it to the guys who designed this map. Like, the back door there is so over the top destructible. It's kind of nuts. It's like I hit the dude into the door, but I didn't hit him well enough to like blow the door off its hinges. I'm assuming that's a door, not like your typical space-filling box, like from every game ever. Like a box that's just in an open room for no reason other than to just either provide cover or to take up space. Lakers bodyguard popping in. How you doing, bud? Welcome to the stream. Happy Monday. Hope you're doing well. Yo, how's the arena grind? How did round 1 turn out for you? It is going pretty well. So round 1, I wound up just completely playing casually. I wound up putting up 13 mil and wound up 11 to 30. So that was 250 6-star shards, and then was it 1,005? I think. I wound up pulling the 6-star out of the featured crystals right before the arena started up. So that just completely turned my week's plans on its head in the best possible way. So I was able to chill, which was great because I had family plans that weekend anyway that was going to make things complicated. And then for this one here, the grind's going pretty good. I'm casually going for the 5-star. If I get them, that's awesome. Then it's one less character I need to try to get out of the featured next month. But if I don't wind up getting that and I fall into like 1 to 5 or 6 to 10 or something like that, then that's okay too. Really just gotta, again, conserve my energy and my pots and all that for I-Bomb next week. Diane says, hello, Rob. Howdy, Diane. Good to see you. How's it going? Moving things along quite nicely here. Nice. But getting to the point now where the 6-star roster is almost done, then you wind up with interesting matchups like this, Vision and Killmonger. Killmonger being the better champ of the two by far, just because Vision's unawakened. And it's pretty vanilla otherwise. But this power drain on special 2 is real nice to have. Yeah. Power burn, excuse me. Because it's different, apparently. I-Bomb will be an interesting arena. A lot of people want him. Yeah, it will be. Because I think that's really where the rubber hits the road, so to speak. Because, like, you know, you can understand why the Shang Chi arena scores are through the roof, right? The guy is really good. But it's going to be interesting to see if it plays out that it's this high because of who the character is or because this is just how it's going to be now. You know, for example, you know, Killmonger was the first 5-star arena, and I wound up putting up over 40 mil, and the cutoff was about 40 mil. And Killmonger was really good at the time. I mean, he still is, but he was really good at the time. So it's like, all right, well, is the score this high because of who he is, or is the score this high because this is how it's going to be? And it wound up being the score was that high because that's just how it was. So hopefully 120 whatever it was for Shang-Chi is not going to be like baseline going forward. Next featured I-Bomb, I'll play for 5-star only, probably 60 mil. I would possibly. But it still is really unfortunate that it's that high Because the only reason it's that high is because people are going for and failing to get the 6-star version, and they're polluting the 5-star pool. Whoever they run with the iBomb Arena will probably go pretty low, 60 mil, 6-star perhaps. Perhaps. It just really depends on who they are. Like, if it's Hawkeye, then yeah, probably. But if it's somebody like, I don't know, pretty awesome, then it's gonna be interesting. Really wouldn't mind if they wind up splitting the scores again. So is this the last round? This is the last round. So it's Thor. So I need 2 more 6-stars for a full team. That is good to know. I will take it. Yep. Looks good to me. Any of you guys in chat going to be going for iBomb next week? So many good champs that I'm still missing, and the game goes and does that. Yeah. Well, and the worst thing about that, too, is that there's going to be this huge gap in between when they switch it over this week and then whenever they wind up hopefully fixing it so it's more equitable for everybody else. Because right now, for developing rosters, the arena system is terrible. It's practically impossible to get milestones just because of how high the cutoff is for the milestones in the first place, and you're pitted up against like the chunkiest 6-stars, rank 2s, and rank 3s that the game has to offer. And you can only survive that for so long. It needs a middle ground. So hopefully, right? I already have a 6-star iBomb. It's not worth it to grind for the dupe. I would agree with that. Like, if I get him, I'm not going for the dupe. I would like a dupe, don't get me wrong. I would love a dupe. Just not like 100 million points worth of dupe. Black Knight, yo! How's it going, bro? How many 6-stars do you have? It's going really well for a Monday, at least. How many 6-stars do I have? That is a good question. So, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75, 85, 95, 105, 110, 115, 118. So I was pretty close. I guessed earlier it was somewhere between like 120, 100 and 120, and it's 118. So yeah, that's solid. I'll take that. That helps. That helps. That's why, like, at the start of each crash number 2, the start of each crystal opening, I'm always like, I really hope I get a brand new champion. I don't care who it is. Give me your Iron Patriots, give me your Kamalicons. Just if it's a new champion, it's arena fodder, and that is what makes it useful. All right, I'm gonna get some more water real quick as this is booting up. I'll be back in a sec. Black Knight says, I'm planning on grinding the 6-star basic again. Hey, best of luck. Grinding the... Let's see if the cord freaks out. Nope. Grinding the 6-star basic for somebody in particular, or just the arena overall, and then just getting whoever it is you get? Because I'm probably in the same boat too. That's what my strategy was for the 5-star arena when that first came out. Fortunately, I had enough time to play with where I could grind at least one 5-star arena a week. I mean, granted, this was several years ago, and life has changed a good bit since then, but at the time, I had a pretty good availability, and by grinding out at least the basic, or grinding out a 5-star, even if it was the rerun character, that wound up filling up my roster, which gave me more points in arena, which made those grinds easier as time went on. There it is. There's the cord lag. Got a raid incoming, everybody. Time Master, part of the Immortal raid. Redwood, part of the Taz raid. How's it going, everybody? Thank you very much for the raid. I do very much appreciate it. It's good to see you all. Good to see you all. I want to say a big howdy to Taz. Haven't seen Taz pop in just yet, but howdy, bud. How's it going? Hope you're doing well this fine evening. Hope all you guys are doing well this fine evening. Stream seems to be spazzing out just a little bit. Do apologize for that. Usually figures itself out in a couple of seconds. Andre, good afternoon from Indonesia, Rob. Did you try to get 6-star Shang Chi or just Milestones? Happy grinding, bro. I wound up going for just Milestones, a very, very casual milestone push. I lucked out, got the 6-star version from Crystals beforehand, which saved me the grind. But yeah, I'm just going for Milestones. Aaron, part of the Taz raid. What up, Aaron? Hoping we get some juicy shards on Wednesday for the next 10 rings quest. Yeah, I'd like that too, especially since it's the last one. Which reminds me, I got a few more paths to do on that, which is a good idea. You know, especially with 7.2 coming out in 2 days' time, that is going to be easily forgotten. Easily forgotten. Wants a big howdy to Redwood as well. Yo, what up, rob.vonshoe? Howdy, howdy. Wanted to grind for Mortal Abomination as a 6-star. Hey, you and me both. I look forward to seeing you on the top 100 leaderboard, bud. Alright, so my strategy here for Hood is to get slapped around just a little bit. Let him get cocky. Keep his defenses down. And then strike when he least expects it. Like that. My luck of getting new 6-stars is very low. I've got a total of 96 6-stars. And about 20 of them are duped. That is incredible that only 20 of them are duped. That is incredible. That is very statistically unlikely. Especially in this game where statistics are kind of like questionable. But, I mean, it's good arena fodder. Taz just took Shang-Chi to rank 5. Doing great. Nice. You're going to have so much fun with them the more you play with them at rank 5. Dude's just an absolute unit. I'm going to be ranking mine up as well because, yeah. Hey, Hervey saying, what up, Shoe? Part of the Taz raid. How's it going, Hervey? Howdy, howdy. Like, that dude just winds up slapping people around like it's nobody's business. That's not even, again, including the stunlock cheese that was recently brought up. Just like in general, just as a matter of his base kit and his base functionality. And you can use them in so many other different places, too. It's just so much fun. If they can keep introducing champions like that at least once a month, man, 2021 could wind up being a good year after all. Because so far it's been relatively flat. Strife is the standout, I think. I have a real soft spot for a Jabari Panther, personally. But otherwise, everybody's like, yeah, okay, I guess. Until now. Hey, come on, dude. Thank you. Doink. Congrats on getting Shang Chi. Got him as a 6-star 2 as well from popping 5 calves. Isn't that so crazy? Like, I've had some big crystal openings in my time, and you see the actual whale ones on YouTube, people opening up 20, 30, 40, 50 of them or whatever, and still not getting a 5-star, let alone the 6. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, there's pulls like that, or pulls like mine, where it's like, yeah, out of 7 crystals, here you go. It's like, wait, what? It's just nuts. Oh, good, Herbie. Good to see you. Shang-Chi is too good. I actually don't want to see so many OP broken releases that can do just any and all content for free. Easy mode like that might kill the game for me. Well, see, that's the thing I like about Shang-Chi, is that he can do a lot of cool stuff, but you have to be skilled enough to use him. You know, I mean, same's true with like champs like Tigra or Cosmic Ghost Rider to a lesser extent, but it's like where they can do a lot of cool stuff, but it's not just like mindless button mashing. You actually gotta be strategic and play smart and play well to capitalize on it. And if you do, you're rewarded for it. And I think that reward is the biggest, most important part, you know. That having been said, I mean, I would like to see champions that are not mutants do well in the game. Mutants have got enough like god tiers in their corner in the last 6, 8, 10 months. It's like, you guys are good for a minute. Let's let somebody else have a turn. At this point, it's Tech. Tech needs so much TLC. Like, they keep trying. Like, they tried with Psycho Man, and, well, we know how that turned out. And they tried again with Silver Centurion, and there are people who are genuinely happy with him. I'm not one of them personally, but hey, if he floats your boat, then that's awesome. But nobody who's like a Swiss Army knife, a clairvoyant, say. I mean, I think Darkhawk is the closest champ that fits that bill, where he can do a lot of cool stuff just depending, but he suffers from not this year-itis, where he's got the stuff in his toolkit, but because it was designed in years past, it's questionably aged. And then we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see. I mean, again, just really a lot of it depends on how the leaks wind up playing out. If we do have a Maestro, and if we do have a, what's the name, Purgatory? Whoever that is. Be fun to see the synergies that they wind up coming out with. Like, if it's a completely original champion, sky's the limit for who they synergize with, you know? Could have a lot of fun with that. I think so, Herbie. I think so. I read all the comments. And then I try to get and respond to most, if not all of them. Because I appreciate it. Psycho Man was easily the Airwalker of 28-21. He had good graphics and whatnot, but was a bigger bust than when the Raiders drafted Jamarcus Russell back in 2006. Man, that's a deep cut right there. True, but that's a cut. The thing is with Psycho Man is that his damage just isn't there. Like, if you want to give him a damage phase where he can damage, that's cool. But just don't make his other two phases virtually useless by comparison. Offensively wise. And I'm just not a big fan of like having to constantly be on the grind to cycle through all his attacks to capitalize on that added burst of damage. Yeah. Redwood thinking they should add Stark Spidey as a 6-star. I agree. It was nice to see that they got Dr. Voodoo and Medusa up there as potential options now as 6 stars. That's cool. Appreciate that. Alright, come here, dude. Poop. Don't wreck me. No. Stop it. No touching. Aryan. Hey, Rob. Yesterday explored LOL with Spidey and got Karnak and Omega. Well, I mean, Karnak is one thing, but Omega is fantastic. Congrats. They need a buff Airwalker. Such a cool design. Wasted. I agree. How many months has it been since he's been out? Didn't they say in some roadmap or something somewhere along the way that they would like collect data over 3 months and then evaluate from there whether a champ's worth getting looked at as like a post-mortem? Text that. Get some extra Furies for good measure. There we go. Hey! Wow, PB stopping in saying hello. How is everybody? Very well, PB. For a Monday. How are you doing? There we go. Man, hope that means we'll be getting a 6-star arena for Medusa or Voodoo, or they'll just be putting them in the next featured crystal. That's what I'm thinking, Redwood, that it's going to wind up being the next featured. Just like how we got Ronin before, we got Movie Vision and OG Thor and Star-Lord this time around. That's my guess. That makes the most sense. Well, in that case, then Airwalker is definitely worth or due for a good review. He's been out for that long. In Airwalker's case, that'd be an autopsy. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, a solid post-mortem, for sure. Crunch the numbers and the stats and then just see how it all wound up playing out. How many times he's actually used, what his win ratio, stuff like that. I'm sure they got stuff like that all over the place. I would hope. Just cycle through here. Put a couple of neuros on this guy. Aaron Walker or Archangels come through so clutch for me this season in Alliance War. I've got Path 1 where there's just heals for days, but Archangel's just been such a champ shutting all that down, plus any other sort of nonsense that they could dream up on those paths with those champs. A+. A+. Not really a good win-win either way. Come on. Funnily enough, Night Thrasher is one of the champs that I always forget is in the game. Like, there's a few champions that I just legitimately forget are in the game. Like, OG Ms. Marvel is one of them. Night Thrasher is usually probably pretty far up that list, too. It's like, oh, hey, it's the skateboard guy. Just because that's the extent of my Night Thrasher knowledge pre this game. Rob, who are you using against Mr. Negative and Cav EQ? Elsa. Elsa with a Falcon cleanup as needed. But Ronin has been pretty useful as well. So Elsa's able to wind up bypassing a lot of the annoying debuffs that he puts out. The only thing with Elsa that you gotta look out for is that she's slightly squishy. So you need to just be mindful of the chip damage you wind up taking. Or just bring a Guardian with to boost that. But, I mean, with her Cold Snap, she's able to prevent evasion, which is pretty nice. And she's been doing the trick pretty good. Yeah. Vulture buff is actually super fun. Nice. Good. I've heard good things said about it. Haven't had a chance to dive into it as much as I'd like, but I've heard good things about it. Use Archangel against Mr. Negative seems to be working. That works too. Yeah, shut down the ability accuracy. Not just a Night Thrasher simp. If I had a 6-star, I'd be tempted to rank 3. Hey, good on you, bud. All the power to you. I hope you do get 1, 2, and hope you take him up to that rank 3 like you like. Can't ever judge somebody for liking a particular champ. Nice. Thrasher with Odin is seriously overlooked. His Fury stacks with Aptitude feel amazing. Interesting. I think my Night Thrasher is unawakened. My 6-star. I gotta double check, because that would be fun. How did I not see you recommending Elsa? Well. Surprise, surprise, right? That was completely out of left field. Elsa's a champ I never use, especially against a science boss. Where'd he go? Alrighty, so let's do a few things here. So let's get this dude down. still think that whenever they do wind up getting around to buffing Drax, that he should have like an invisibility mechanic just for kicks. Like Night Thrasher, but never ranked him up. Have way too many skill rank ups. Too many rank ups, not enough resources. Ain't that the truth? What? How did that tag me? I mean, that's a little bit overkill right there with that special too, but I mean, if I got a banked, I may as well use it. Come on. There we go. Fight for an opening. Let my phone figure itself out for just a sec. Should I ring for Elsa? Yeah. Yeah. That's not a joke either. You 100% should. She's so good in so many different places. Alright guys, here is the plan. Here's the plan. I'm going to open up a couple crystals just for kicks. If you guys want to guess who are going to be in said crystals, throw that over in chat. Always appreciate checking that out. But just because I don't really want to fall asleep here on stream, it is getting to be about that time. So, I'm just going to open up... let's just do this here, shall we? Do that, just for kicks, open up one more after this. And as I'm opening stuff up, wow, that's trash. As I'm opening up stuff right here, do want to thank you guys for watching here for the Monday edition of the stream here. Bunch of five. Ah, Grandmaster. Oh, yeah, that's right. Cav crystal, that's even more exciting. Let's open up a Cav crystal. Yeah, let's do that. If you guys are new to the channel, I live stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Sunday being the cereal stream. Chow down on some delicious cereal. Invite you to pour yourself a bowl. Come stop by and hang out. Post videos just about every day, if not every other day. Got some stuff coming out later on this week. More Shang Chi gameplay. And, well, we'll see. Like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. It's a growing channel and all that stuff is very much appreciated. I'm hoping for a 6-star Tigro. That's my guess. PP beating me to the Tiger right there, but yes. PP knows what's up. And as that's spinning out, let's go say hey to Brian Grant too. Do a copy. Pasta. Hashtag Rob. Von Raid. That is Rob Vin Raid, but close enough. It is a junk bowl. Wow, that's awful. Hey, what up, Ricochet? Alright, guys, that is going to do me for today. I'm going to be popping over to a BG stream. Hope to see you guys then. As always, cheers for hanging out. We'll catch you next time. I'm rob.vonshoe. Till next time, all. Take care. Talk soon. Stay safe. And be well, everyone. Bye for now.